I talk about IITs. And if you're someone who has been following me for a while, you know that I talk about IITs. I study at an IIT, get kicked out of another IIT. I blog at an IIT, give tips about how to get into an IIT. React on mechanical engineering at IIT, and my prof reacts on my reaction on IIT.
No, that's not the thing.
I say IIT this, I say IIT that. 2.4 crore package, cool profs. First day at IIT, last day at IIT. But one thing which I never spoke about is the dark side of an IIT. My entire YouTube channel almost revolves around the fact that I'm studying at an IIT. Like when we talk about IITs, what comes to your mind? I don't know about you, but then when I was preparing for IIT JEE, I always used to think about huge labs, libraries, experiments, building robots, and a hell lot of other things. But what about the reality? It hits different. So in this video, we are going to talk about those things which no one talks about. Some of those things which we don't even expect to happen at an IIT. And before we start the video, I'd like to request you to watch till the end of this video, because if you don't, you'll go out with the wrong perspective, which is not good either for you or for me. So the first thing which I want to talk about is the mental health of the students. See, after spending 4 years at college, spending to a lot of my friends, my juniors, my seniors, one thing which I have to admit is that there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of mental pressure on the students at an IIT. So much that some students literally commit suicides. I mean, those cases are less, but then they do exist. And not many people talk about them. What often comes out into the limelight is a 2.4 crore package, but then these important things like mental health issues, they get suppressed into the deep of the ocean. It's not like the administration is not trying to solve these issues. They do try a lot. We have a subcommittee just to address the mental health issues of the students. And we also have this mentor-mentee programs where a senior would be assigned to a student and he can literally ask any doubts that he has. And we also have a counseling center where you can go and talk to a therapist. So the admins actually try a lot, but then the problem is not with the admins, and neither can we blame the students. It's just the fact that if making into an IIT is one thing, then surviving at an IIT is like an entirely different ball game. Maybe you're a topper in your school, maybe you have never seen that second rank on your mark list, but then when you come here, it's not the same anymore. It's like the battle between the best, be it sports, academics, or like anything else. And adding to this, there comes the expectation. Family ka expectation, society ka expectation, itna ka package, utna ka package. Then comes the peer pressure of people doing something big. People are cracking Google, Microsoft, but look at you, you're sitting in the corner of the room and doing nothing. And then comes the dilemma of what to do in life. Because JEE aspirants prepare for IIT JEE, not for the life at an IIT. So most of the students who come here wouldn't even know what to do in their life even in the final year of their engineering. And adding to all of this comes the gender ratio. Fucked up. Lot of pressure, man. बाहर से cool दिखता है, अंदर से फटी पड़ी है. Trust me. And if you're an IITian watching this video, let everyone know your experience, man. Like go to the comments and share your experience there. It will be helpful for a lot of people. And I'm not just telling you my experience also here. Like whatever I'm telling you right now are like the compilation of like things that hundreds of IITians told me. The KGP Confessions page on Facebook would have like at least one post by a depressed IITian every single day. Facts are facts and you can't change them. The second thing which I want to talk about is the reality of the placements at IITs. Maybe you might have already watched hundreds of videos on this, but let me just put forward the facts for you. You might be assuming कि मतलब एक बार IIT में selection हो गया ना, फिर तो life set है. You might assume that you don't need to prepare for the placements, but by the end of the 4th year, you'll have like a 40 lakh package in your hand, which is a complete bullshit. The placement phase during engineering is one of the most hectic phases of college life. You'll be waking up at like 6 AM to give the exams. Sometimes you'll be staying up till 11 PM to give the same exams. And beach mein during the din you'll have the normal classes. You would be giving a hell lot of exams, you would be waiting for the shortlist, you might be assuming your exams went well, but when the shortlist comes, your name would be there. And you won't even know the reason because your marks would be unknown. And the best thing, your department would be teaching you something else for like 4 years straight, and the number of core companies which come for the placements are a joke. And the packages? All. So most of the students go for software, data science, finance or like consultancy roles. And the best part? They'll have to prepare for them on their own. There would be some clubs and activities conducted by some student groups, but then you get the point, right? And whatever 1 CR packages that you see are usually the packages by the students who are placed abroad, not in India. And जो भी 40 LPA का package that you see, It's the CTC, it's like the cost to the company, and not the amount that is paid to you. Usually at the end of the day, the in-hand salary that you'd get would lie somewhere between 80,000 to 1.5 lakhs, which is not a lot. And you have to know this. So the last thing which I want to talk about is the use of intoxicants in the campus. Once I read a comment which goes like this: media, IITs provide a good atmosphere to study. IITians, you can smell weed in the air. So the fact? Yes. I'm not sure if it is appropriate to talk about this, but then facts are facts. Almost all the students who come in the first year would be clear of all the habits. No smoking, no drinking, nothing at all. But with time, they join societies, clubs, organizations, cells. Pata nahi how much they learn in these societies or cells, but then one thing which they definitely would do is getting into these bad habits. And it's only a matter of time before these students transform into chain smokers. It's not like the administration is not trying to stop all this. It is strictly prohibited in the campus as per as the signboards. But then not many people give a fuck. So even after all of these things, why do you think IITs are still on the top? Alright, it's because IITs are still better than other colleges in India. I agree that students face mental health issues, but don't you think JEE aspirants do? I agree that students at IITs do get into intoxicants and all, but don't you think students at other colleges do? I agree that the difference in expectation versus reality of the placements at IITs is like huge. But don't you consider the fact that almost 80% of the engineers are going like unemployed? If you just want to pick 3 bad things out of 300 good things, then best of luck. But in my opinion, IITs are still one of the topmost colleges in India. बात तो सही है वैसे. So what I mean to say at the end of this video is that there's a lot of difference between what people usually assume about IIT and what actually happens inside. It's not like there are a lot of robots and research going on here. There are a lot of bad things too. But looking from the bigger perspective, IITs are still the top engineering colleges in India. I know that they are hyped mostly by media and Shaadi.com, like Indian uncles and all, but they are still the best. And you might ask me, who am I to tell you this? Well, I'm Tarun, a final year student at IIT Kharagpur. And I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make the microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the fucking Grinch in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to